Bismillah. The night of Thursday, February 13th, when Maghrib enters, begins the night of the 15th of Shaban, known as Laylat al-Nisf Shaban, one of the most virtuous nights in the Islamic calendar, second only to Laylat al-Qadr. This is a night of immense divine mercy, immense forgiveness, du'as being accepted, and immense spiritual gifts being distributed. You want to make sure that you take advantage of the night of the 15th of Shaban. Here are a few things for you to do on this night. First, you want to ask Allah for a lot of forgiveness for all the wrongs that you have done in the last year. It's always good to ask your Lord for forgiveness, and it is especially good to do so when the virtues of asking for forgiveness have been detailed in various hadith. In one hadith, Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha narrates that she was looking for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she wasn't able to find him, and she went out looking for him. She found him at Jannat al-Baqi, the famous spiritual resting place and graveyard where many greats and many Sahaba and great people in Islam are. May Allah have mercy on all of their souls and be pleased with them where they are buried. And he looks to her and he says, do you know about this night? And he says, Allah turns his special attention to the first heaven on this night, and he forgives as many people as there are hairs on the sheep of the tribe of Bani Kalb. Bani Kalb was a tribe known for an immense amount of livestock and an immense amount of sheep. And each sheep has a significant amount of hair. And so the scholars extrapolate from this that hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people, have the doors of mercy open for them and are forgiven on this night. You just have to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you have to ask. In another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions that Allah looks upon his creation on this night and he forgives all of those except two, the idolater and the one harboring hatred in their heart. So have your heart be clean and focus your attention on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask him for forgiveness, beg to him for mercy for all the wrongs that you have done, and you will see immense divine gifts pouring in to your life, inshallah, on this night. Next, you should make abundant dua on this night and have a dua list prepared before this night even comes and express your needs before Allah. In a hadith narrated in the collection of Ibn Majah, the Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks on this night. He calls out from the time the sun sets all the way until dawn, is there anyone seeking forgiveness such that I may forgive them? Is there anyone asking for provision so that I may provide for them? Is there anyone who is suffering such that I may relieve their suffering? This is a time for you to focus, put away the screens, put away the distractions, put away the arguments, put away the debates, put away the anger, and focus and spend your time humbling yourself before Allah, asking him, Ya Allah, please help me with whatever problems you have. Ya Allah, please give relief to the ummah of the Prophet ﷺ. Please give relief to the people of Gaza, the people of Philistine, the people all over the Muslim world who are suffering. This is a time for the hearts to become joined and for us to express our neediness. And it is also practice for the month of Ramadan, in which we hope that every night we can practice asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and truly develop a spiritual connection. So all your du'as, I would recommend that you have a list of du'as and you categorize them. Du'as for your akhirah, du'as for the time that you are going to pass away, du'as for your standing before Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the Day of Judgment, du'as for your dunya as it relates to your provision, your job, your income, your career, your children, your health, marriage, whatever goals, du'as that you have, categorize them and present them before Allah. And then of course, do not forget the ummah, your community, in your prayers, and inshallah you will see immense barakah and gifts if you present yourself to Allah in a state of neediness on this night. Third is to focus on doing as much ibadah as you can, inshallah, with focus and with presence and with khushu', because this is a night in which your Lord, as have been mentioned in various hadith, is gazing at the creation, and you want him not to gaze at you while you're watching Netflix or football or scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or Reddit or arguing with somebody. You want him, when this gaze happens, to see you in a state of worship. And so focus, have a goal of worship that you want to do, some level of istighfar, some level of salawat on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi sallam, some recitation of the Quran, some time in extra ibadah. Try to carve out a portion of this night where you wake up before Salatul Fajr, where you pray that the Tahajjud prayer, the prayer which is a time when dua is more and more likely to be accepted. And you will see through this that you will get spiritual gifts which will benefit you, inshallah, throughout the year. And lastly, the month of Shaban in various hadith is mentioned as being virtuous to fast in. The 15th has also been mentioned in some narrations as virtuous to fast, the day of the 15th, which would fall on Friday. And it also corresponds to the middle white days, the 13th, 14th, and 15th of the month, which are generally good to fast in as well. So if you are able to, also try to fast on that day. And if you are a woman who is unable to do these certain types of ibadah and fast because of the cycle, then try to make sure you take time for dua and dhikr and just present all of your needs before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if it's not done through the typical acts of ibadah. And inshallah, that's completely virtuous and completely permissible and will be a good way to give life to this night. So it falls on Thursday after Salat al-Maghrib. Give life to this night. Try to spend as much time in asking for forgiveness, making dua, worshipping Allah, and making dua for relief for the ummah. And try to fast if you can the following day, and you will see immense khair and good. And if you want a list, a dua list, to help you and to help you with du'as, feel free to send me an email. My email's in my bio. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and make dua for this ummah, for our ummah and those who are suffering in this ummah on this night, inshallah.